Hey everyone. So after quite a few trial and error phases on this boss, I finally got to beat it with a very good score, as you will see. And this is the team. So let's check it out. I was hoping that the Eric brothers and Bards were able to chain in tag chains plus absolute mirror of equity, but that's not the case, sadly. According to FFBE changed, this should be possible under the assumption that the Eric brothers base LB chain chains the same way the last gen LB tag chain is, but apparently it's not. So can't make that work. But I do have a 18 also ready already. Wow, that sense. And yeah, it's just really dependent when we get the Zidane STMR fixed, because while I was originally planning to use Zidane's STMR, I have it equipped on himself. It's not working. And for my actual clear, since this is not the ferry boss everyone was expecting, I will have to readjust a couple of things. I will probably use Venera for my A team, just for the 90% breaks, and that alone will get me to roughly 6.4, 6.5 billion, depending on variants. I will also have to check whether I can actually substitute Arden out, because he's only at EX plus 1, so he should be something like the Achilles first of my team here. Although he zims pretty high, I'm not feeling him. I might bite the dust and get a few buy a few shards, but if the shard dungeon is not returning next week, I will never get his EX plus 2 in time for this Dark Visions to end. So these are a few assumptions or things that I'm considering right now, but it all depends when or if Gumi is going to fix Zidane's STMR in time, because if they don't, this is pretty much as good as it gets. So now let's finally check out the team. The Ulrich brothers, or generally speaking, everyone on this team has at least 20 fire resistance and at least 30 wind resistance. Now, yes, I am using Bards, so technically speaking, I should require 0, but there might be a case, or could be a case, where I am required to entrust the Dane, and I have Gusty Attack on the Dane, which is a 70% wind resistance. That is why I had this fallback. If I cannot use Bards' resistance buff, I do have Zidane as a fallback with 70%. And that is why I geared everyone towards 30% or higher wind. It does not compromise anything regarding DPS output, that's the good thing. And I'm also using 2 passive provoke evasion units. One of them are the Eric brothers, the other one is Ferris. And obviously Ferris starts in her brave shift, and once she shifts back, the Eric brothers are the only ones remaining to passive provoke evade. So this is the gear. Nothing too fancy. And in the brave shift, I get them towards, technically speaking, I get them towards LB, but I quickly had to realize that's not working. So yeah, the Eric brothers also got some leftover gear for the avian killers, so they are at 180, as you can see. But technically speaking, they are at 300 LB damage, so that works out. But yeah, I can't use the LB, especially not the shifted LB. And their STMR. Okay, so Bart's is geared towards a lot of LB fill, as you can see. He also has the necessary resistances, LB fill rate 2. So he's at 750 LB fill rate, max LB fill per turn. And he's on Reiku's Vision card. His Brave Shift is geared towards entirely for DPS, as you can see. I gave him as much Avian Killer as possible. I used Sniper, I know, probably not the best option since I'm not using any throwing weapons in parallel, but simulations told me that going from 0 to 100 Avian Killer is better than having Sword in parallel, apparently. So here we are. He's got the absolute leftover gear. Poach was the last remaining materia I had, so he's at 115 Avian Killer. It's something, I guess, right? Next up is Zidane. Base form LB Fill Raid. Here we are, the aforementioned Gusty attack as a fallback. And technically speaking, I should not have equipped the STMR of Zidane on him and instead used more LB Fill Raid probably, but I was hoping that it's fixed and I was just too lazy to change it. His own vision card. Brave Shift is though where all the damage is coming from. So this is the gear. Pretty standard. GF extension. He's very easy to gear towards avians because he innately is specialized in killing them. So 300 avian killer, 300 LB, max LB fill, and some LB fill rate. And we're stacking up his LB to full twice, etc. etc. Okay, next up Arden. Base form, he's going to be the unit that is dispelling us. Other than that, the usual. And Brave Shift, completely geared towards DPS. I got his STMR, I needed his Trust Master bonus or Super Trust Master bonus, so one STMR mock down the drain. And yeah, other than that, double Ultima Blade. I got 4, so mind you, this is super expensive as per usual. I go for the highest rank and I'm not gonna compromise on accessibility for these kills. So this is the best as I can do. Alright, so yeah. Does he have 300 bird killer? No, I don't think so. No, he only has 150, which is sad. There's only one Esper to provide bird killer, and that is Tetra. And Tetra is obviously on Noctis. So Noctis base form, the usual. He just has the necessary resistances. The real deal is in his Brave Shift, as you can see. I gave him Ravenheart because Ravenheart is 25% avian killer, if you haven't known by now. Here we are, 25% avian, which is pretty sweet. That's why it's on him, not by mistake, but on purpose. He's got Weapon Specialist, Avian Eater Sense, and he's at 300 avian killer, 800 jump damage, because Noctis, next to Zidane, deals the most amount of damage here. And yeah, he's using his own vision card. And lastly, here is Ferris. Yeah, the usual pretty much. There's nothing too surprising on her. She's using Luna Freya's vision card because it boosts her damage the most. So 310 here, 200 evo damage, etc. etc. Alright, so that's the team. And now you will see my pretty decent score. So enjoy that. Bye bye. Alright, let's do this. I think I finally got down how to do this with the B team, as long as the Dane's STMR is not working properly or at all. I have to do this team. I do have another team already in mind. It's going to include Vinera and such, Edgar too instead of the Auric brothers. So yeah, it's going to be a good team, but as long as the Dane's STMR doesn't work, that's not gonna happen. This is the turn orders. It's not complete. It was... I did this yesterday for the supposedly ferry boss we were supposed to get, but yeah. Anyway, so let's start this off with Barfirega over here. Warrior of Light Bards is going to haste, blue mage, white wind, and job level 2. So Dane, he's not gonna do anything. So let's just guard the 4 of them. Alright. Okay, so Bards is going to entrust over to the Dane, who will now limit burst for the first stack. There we go. And that's all she wrote, pretty much. We will now also try to fill LB gauge for Bards with some low attacks, or low modifier attacks. Ferris Guard. Bards dodging all the LB crystals like Son Goku in what's it called? Ultra Instinct, I see. That's always good to see. Loving it when it happens. So let's try this again, I guess. Come on. Drop a few crystals on Bards, please. One more. Thank you. Alright, I also almost failed Zidane's LB, but I guess here we are. So Zidane is fully stacked now, which is perfect. That sound effect though. Loud. Like anything else. Unlike anything else. Okay, so we are done. Turn 4, we need to, I believe we need to dispel ourselves, right? Yeah. So let's have Arden take care of that. Arrow and Dispel Gun. We need to rebuff ourselves, so Buffy Rhaegar from Edward. Bards is going to Job Mastered, Time Mage Haste, and where is it? Blue Mage White Wind. Zidane is just going to True Scoop Art for a few LB crystals here. Yeah. And so is Noctis. Technically speaking, I can already fill the LB gate of Ferris. There's nothing else to do. Alright, looking good. Zidane's LB is almost full. So I guess I don't have to imbue Zidane now. Or entrust Zidane, sorry. Alright, Zidane is back in his base. So let's... what else can we do now? Turn 5. We're not doing anything. Not doing anything always sounds good, huh? Honestly, let's just entrust Zidane. So that one is done. Let's also just drop a few crystals on Bards. Oops, wrong. Which one is the lower modifier? 36. Yeah, let's use Warp Light then. Warp Shadow as well. Alright, Bards is also done now. Pretty much. Okay, we can wait. Looking good. Turn 6. Noctis is going to Sword in Peril. Arden is going to use his unlock, Phantasm. So let's do these two first. Alright. Turn 6. Ferris does still nothing. Zidane does nothing. How are we looking on resistances, by the way? One more turn of wind, 2 more turns of fire, so we're good on that regard. Okay, so everyone else can just guard then, I guess. Yeah, looking good. Turn 7. So we are going to start preparing for the burst now. But first, let's shift back Arden and dispel ourselves. Arrow and Dispel Gun. Zidane is going to LB on this very turn. Noctis is brave shifting and unlocking his stuff. Let's do the wrong order. Return, Warp Light. And no, that's the correct order even, or almost the correct order. Warp Light, return, and unlocks. Ferris is on turn 7 going to break the boss. But before we do that, we need to Buffy Rhaegar. Bards is going to Brave Shift now. Raging Winds, which is also a 100% wind resistance buff. We will also do the wind although I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Because we're gonna deal too much damage otherwise. Raging Wind definitely happens. And let's just do job gained 2 and mastered then instead. And let's break the boss. Okay. And we should be fine on Zidane's LB. Until turn 10, that is. Okay, so turn 8. We will do the jump boosts of these two. So let's do a few jump boosts. Okay, and let's power up Ferris. Pirates, double blade. Yep. All right, we even got a few crystals on Zidane, which is perfect. Turn 8. This is the party imbue turn, so let's do this. But before I will LB fill, and Avian. Yep, Avian killer boost. And Edward is trying to... how long does soul transmutation last? 4 turns. That's good. That's good. So let's do this. Or let's do the wrong order on purpose. Stone pillar transmutation and soul transmutation. So we get a few crystals on Zidane once more. Yeah, we got a good one, I guess, so that's good. Alright, everyone's imbued with wind now too. Zidane has his LB ready. Alright. So, before we jump off with the Dragoons, let's Blessed Wind Crystal, Raging Winds once more, because why not, and Courage to Face Adversity. Zidane's LB is going to be definitely filled, and to make sure we will teammate help each other 3 times. Now I made a little mistake by not having Ferris do the arrow cannon first. Now she's going to deal unnecessarily much damage to the boss, as you can see. Oopsie daisy, that's a little bit too much for my liking. Okay, and we can now safely Warp Strike and Retribution on both the Dragoons. So adds light, attack boost, light boost, which I don't care, avian boost, wind element, wind imbue, wind amp, all good. And the Ulrich brothers. I guess you guys are just standing here, right? For the funsies. Yeah. Okay. Turn 10. We can finally defeat this boss. And I can finally rest for the rest of the week because Zidane STMR is broke, like I said. Or like I mentioned a couple of times already. So LB. Let me just quickly check. Yep, last turn of his boost. Looking good. Looking mighty fine. So we'll have AR on Eric or the Eric brothers and Bart's. Okay, let's do this, I guess. Okay, let's see, how much did we deal? Did we crack the 5 billion? Oh, wow. 5.7 billion. Ooh. And this is with a B team. I do have a team in mind that should deal roughly around 6 to 7 billion. And 6 billion being the absolute minimum here. Whoa. Wow, it's pretty good, not gonna lie. I'm number 5. Ooh. Okay. Let's check out my friends list. So, oh boy, I'm more than 10k above Sinsori. How much did he score? I gotta watch this. I gotta have to watch this video and see how he did on Phoenix, because I'm fairly certain Sinsar already also capped the other ones. Wow, who's above me then? Dingo, don't know. Well, I should get to these guys. 185. I should be able to do this too. That's pretty good, not gonna lie. I'm really happy about this, even though this was a strict B team, but I guess everyone's gonna have a B team, and we'll wait until Zidane STMR gets fixed, because that's when the real challenge starts. So yeah, I hope this was helpful to you. This is going to be the easier of the 2 clears that I have in mind, because the next one is going to be with Venera in mind instead of the Elric brothers. And I may or may not ditch Arden. I'm not quite sure yet whether it's worth it to ditching Arden. I will have to find out for example, to keep the Elric brothers, but I don't know. For the time being, I might actually just ditch the Elric brothers for Venera, but I'll have to see. I know for sure that Venera should work on this team, and I should land around 6 to 7 billion easily. All right, but that's it so far from me. I hope this helped you guys. I can't English anymore today. I'm so sorry about rumbling and mumbling so much. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'm gonna answer as competently as I can. And if you have questions regarding the gearing of specific units, I can answer that as well. And just to reiterate once more who your priorities in gearing are supposed to be, obviously number 1 is Zidane, number 2 is either Arden or Noctis. I would suggest Noctis because he zims higher than Arden, and number 3 is Arden, obviously. Number 4 should then be Ferris, although her damage contribution is very minimal. And if there's any way to make the Eric brothers and Bards properly chain with each other, that'd be great, because then I could squeeze out a little bit more damage from the Eric brothers with their limit burst. But for the time being, that's not gonna happen. But yeah. Alright, thank you all for watching. Have a nice Monday evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you're from. And we'll see each other at the very latest on Thursday again, when Zidane's STMR gets fixed. Hopefully. See ya. Bye bye.